having your own. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Kind Soups and welcome back to Lisa Gapanoris. So we are cooking today zucchini, pea, and basil soup. It's an Ottolenghi recipe. And I actually was so worried about the impending doom outside our doors that I just finished mine up. And I finished next week's soup, which I'm really excited to tell you guys about. Are you all cooking today, or what's happening over at your houses?
Yep.
I'm just about to finish batch number 2 of this soup. So,
oh, how come batch number 2?
Well, I have to make a double batch, otherwise my family eats it all and there's nothing to donate. I guess that's a good thing.
It's a very good thing.
So, and I looked at all the zucchini and I said, oh, I'm not sure it'll all fit in the pot. So I did it in 2 batches. It's so easy. It's delicious and it's such a fantastic soup.
Oh, good. So
for anyone who's on Weight Watchers, it's so Weight Watchers friendly. Oh my gosh.
That's terrific. Yeah, that's great. So Terry, did you only do exactly what the recipe said? Because I was looking online for some additional ideas. Well, what did you do to yours?
I just did what was online.
As is. Okay.
Maybe a little bit of extra basil because I had friends that had a lot of basil and whatever. Good. It just I hardly added. I mean, I added some salt and pepper, but the basil just flavors it so nicely.
Oh, good. I mean, our recipe only said to do the lemon zest, right? I ended up putting a lemon and a half of juice with it. And I thought that was kind of nice too.
Lemon juice is always nice.
Yeah, and it says it really kind of just brightens it up a little bit. Yeah. And then Marcia had made this last week and mentioned something about cayenne. So I really actually did. Did you, Marcia, or did I make that up?
I was just making that up. I made last week's soup last week.
Oh, you were thinking about this week.
But I didn't look at it completely. When I saw all this basil and garlic now, I'm not sure about anything else.
Yeah, okay.
Just the way it is. And I love Ottolenghi's recipes, so...
That's what I figured. I figured, you can't go wrong with this guy. You may as well follow it and before you make any changes.
Right.
I'm about to blitz my second batch, so I'm going to go on mute.
All right. Lisa, did you already cook?
Alas, no, I got home yesterday and am in recovery mode I spent the day doing admin, after 3 weeks trying to catch up. And do some outside stuff too. Yeah. Preparation for the storm.
I know. All right. Well, welcome. So good to see you.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the truth. She's in search of those little paper umbrellas. You know what she's looking for.
Could be.
Meanwhile, Joyce said she was going to join, but she cooked the soup earlier today. We had a discussion about frozen feta cheese. But before I get to what I read about that, let's talk about basil. 5 cups of basil. What is 5 cups of basil? We're talking about loose leaf basil. And I've got about, if I don't smash it down, I've got maybe 4 cups in the thing.
I just think you're doing great. You just go right ahead and put that in there and see what you think.
I'm killing my plants. I'm cutting off the tops of all my plants.
They're going to grow back so full and happy. Oh, it's going to be beautiful.
Thank you. I really need 5 cups of basil.
No, but you need 4 cups, and that's what you have. So do that.
Oh, it said 5 cups in the recipe.
It did say 5, but you said you had 4, and you know how supportive I am.
I have a plant over there. I have a plant indoors. I have a basil plant indoors and a basil plant outdoors for when I'm too lazy.
Well, it's going to take over, so you may as well go clip some more basil.
Okay, I'll clip some more basil. I can do that. Let's talk about the frozen feta because I actually did look it up. What is that? Oh, there's her umbrella. Thank you, Lisa. So I read about freezing basil, and the story with freezing basil is you're supposed to, you can freeze it with a crumble. The deal is you're supposed to eat it within 1 month is best, but after 3 months, you shouldn't eat it. But I've got to figure that the people we're donating this to are not holding things in a freezer for 3 months. They're going to eat the stuff. So I think it's a non-issue. So
I agree. Yeah, I agree. And it's so much better with the feta in it.
Okay, thank you.
It's not good anyway, but it's so much better. Hi, Hannah. Hi, Salma. Hi, Alexa.
Hello, I have a question. Were we talking about the dangers of keeping basil frozen or feta frozen?
Feta, she got overexcited with the basil. She was
Oh, I
talking
gotcha.
about
Okay.
feta. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And then also I have only garlic cloves because I'm really lazy. How
Yeah.
many cloves of garlic are in a head of
You know, it really
garlic?
depends how big they are, but I'm gonna say maybe about 8 or 10.
Oof, that's a lot of garlic.
It is,
Okay.
but I'll tell you what, I didn't use as much as they said, because I had no, I had 2 nice big heads of garlic, but I was making my other next week's soup also.
Right.
You know what? And I also really didn't want to cook it first and have it all burn, even though
Right.
you can caramelize it. So I did not follow, sorry, Lisa, those instructions to the T, and you get plenty of flavor, Alexa.
Okay, that's what I
It's-
figured.
Yeah, it's really not a garlicky soup. It's really
Alexa, I
Yes.
have the answer to that as well. There were 10 to 12 cloves of garlic in a head of garlic. I used 4 tablespoons of garlic from the container from Costco, the already
Okay.
pre-minced one. So I used
Yeah.
4, but not 4 heavy, just 4 straight.
Right, yeah, and I have I buy the cloves already peeled but whole, and then I freeze them. So I think I'm going to use 8 whole frozen
Oh, you can
cloves.
use, unless if they're huge, I go with 8. If they're not huge, it's between 10 and 12.
Okay,
So
awesome.
8 if they're really big.
Per head, so or total for the whole recipe.
No, per head.
Per head. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. Okay. And then Deb, is that the Smitten Kitchen recipe that we were all drooling over? Is that
is the roasted red pepper and fennel flake. They use anise seeds, but I'm gonna go change that recipe because this morning I think it's the oven. It's the one who's local, Alexa. It's not Smitten Kitchen.
Oh, I got you. Okay, but there's a Smitten Kitchen in a few weeks, right?
Yes. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me get our list up because I don't remember.
Once Upon a Chef.
Once Upon a Chef is I think.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it's such a good recipe. And based on Marsha's encouragement and how much she loves fennel and how good it is for us. I mean, roasted fennel, right?
Oh,
in
so good.
roasted tomatoes, roasted red peppers, and roasted onions. All you
Yeah.
do with this soup is roast all this great stuff that you cut up in big chunks.
And then you smush them together.
And then, then you put them in your Vitamix or whatever you have. And
Fabulous.
voila, it's delicious.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay.
Was anybody else having to use basil from the store, like in a large bunch?
I bought, unfortunately, mostly two
Okay.
bunches from the store I use.
Yeah, this is what I got. I got 4 ounces. I think if I did them loosely. Anyway, this is what I got. So
Yeah. Oh, Alexa, the Smitten Kitchen I put on September 4th as like a welcome back to the fall because
fun. Okay.
it's kind of a lentil salad a little bit more than a soup.
I gotcha. And I know I had said I was going to do a summer minestrone at some point, and I haven't talked to Ya, but I'm also starting to pack up my house, so I'll keep you posted.
Are we
about
taking
that.
you off the 28th or whatever it is?
Am I on? I didn't see myself on there.
Well, she's got you on our internal calendar.
Oh, I got you. Okay. That's then. No, I will be here or there, and so yes. Okay. All right. Yeah, I will get that.
So that's exciting. You're like on the move for real. That's it.
Well, yeah, we're waiting for our gas line to go in, so we can't move ourselves. And so we have the gas line, and then we have final occupancy permit. But we're going to start to move our stuff because our house is 3 blocks away. And so we're gonna move little by little. But I'm getting furniture from my dad. Von Moyer and Sons is gonna move it down for us. So I'm excited about that. Yes.
I'm so disappointed. I pictured you rolling down the street with things on top of chairs.
We've lived in this house for 17 years, and it's gonna be quite something. So
Good luck.
Not quite that close. Thank you.
I'd like to talk about red pepper soup for a minute because I cooked red pepper soup, I think it was yesterday. Now, in this red pepper soup recipe, are you roasting the red peppers actually and you're doing it yourself? Okay, that's what my recipe called for in the recipe I made yesterday.
Yeah.
I used roasted red pepper from the jar. I'll be
Okay.
damned if I'm going to be roasting red peppers and dealing with that. I mean, no. It was much easier. The jar, it works fine.
Oh,
I
okay.
figure the jar is at least, it's probably 3 to 4 large red peppers, I'm thinking, in a jar. So I haven't looked at it. And my recipe called for red bell peppers, an onion, a potato, which I guess is a thickener, garlic, and stock. And it asked for cream or milk. Does yours ask for cream or milk?
No cream or milk.
Yeah, I didn't put that in. And what I did put in was a lot of cayenne pepper, which really was necessary for my recipe. So I'll make it again next week.
Okay.
And I'll be able to tell you which one is better.
Oh, you're gonna make it again next week, but you're gonna make this one as well?
No, I'm gonna make the one you have on the, I
Oh,
just hadn't looked at
Compare
it
and
on the
contrast.
website.
Yeah.
I made a different one. I made the one that was in soups for Syria from that book.
Yeah.
I made it from there. Oh my goodness, the deer in the backyard is freaked out by the wind and is
Oh, I
hiding.
think it's
Trying to
starting,
find
people. Yep.
Oh my goodness, he's trying to find a place to hide. Poor guy. Gosh, he's really frightened.
Invite him in.
I would, except they don't like that. And the dog would go nuts.
Oh my goodness.
And of course, although the dog is very afraid of thunder, and he's now in one of his many hiding places.
This soup came out so beautifully. The one you guys are making now is this gorgeous color green. And then here's the color that we're making next week. I mean, it's so, I just took a Lisa type picture with all these things of soup standing next to. I'm going to show it to you. It's so beautiful.
Beautiful.
And I really do think that they're both really, really nice and so easy soups. You ready? This is my Instagram photo. As close as I can get to pretty, Lisa. How'd I do? All right. Really good soups though, you guys, and so dang easy.
Where's the feta? I expect a little sprinkling of
Oh,
feta.
I should have. You're right, Marge. Dang it, Lisa would have had that sprinkled on there.
Yeah, she would have had flowers. She would have had
Yeah.
umbrellas. She's out of control.
She is fantastic. All right. So anyway, getting back to this soup, this Ottolenghi. Everybody's doing what they're doing and everyone's easy cut, right? Everybody's good and happy. Oh, Holly signed on. Hi, Holly.
My lights are flickering, so I might not.
I know this may be very short-lived, everybody, but be well. And you know what? If we do lose each other, or if you get kicked off, just shoot me a text, because I'm worried. I'm going to worry about you. That would be very helpful. It's almost 6, so I see Terry's husband looking for dinner.
Oh, it's so wicked outside right now. I don't know if it got across the street to you, but my trees are bending.
Oh, geez. Everybody want to sign off? You guys want to stay on, or if anybody?
I'll stay on.
Okay.
Until we lose you, which we
Okay.
always do in our neighborhood.
We thankfully did not lose power last week, but we tried to go down to Glen Echo, not realizing how bad it was I guess it was on Sunday. And they had sent a note early in the morning that they were going to clear stuff out and be closed. But then it turned out that they never sent another email telling you that, oh no, we're going to stay closed. They were closed for the week, Lisa. You missed that. They were closed through Friday until 6 p.m. And so we went on Saturday. I wanted to buy a ceramic pot.
Well, Salma lost power for a number of days.
For days? Oh, Salma, I'm sorry.
Right, Salma? You lost power for a few days, I think.
Yes, we lost power for more than 2 days, and we lost internet for 6 days. Internet, Verizon, phone, all of that, which is
Wow.
crazy. Yes.
Now you know how 40% of the Americans feel with not good enough broadband access. Sorry, I'm on my soapbox. I'll get off.
You know what the nice thing, I have to talk about the nice thing about this rain. My neighbors are in Europe, and I have the responsibility of taking care of their plants. And I'm supposed to water their plants in the front and in the back. And it's like I have to stand there with a hose and water these plants. Well, guess what? In the whole time they've been gone, I've watered the plants once, and only the ones in the back.
You have good karma.
I do have good karma. That said, That said, my son is stranded in the Atlanta airport right now because he's flying to Charlotte, and the initial flight was delayed. And then once he got to Atlanta, the Atlanta to Charlotte flight was delayed. So he's hanging out. The last I heard, he's having a nice time in the Delta Lounge, which is apparently quite overcrowded.
How far south is this supposed to hit? Do you know?
Oh, all the way down. It was all the way into Alabama. It was Atlanta supposed to be hit. But, we had a tornado warning, and I looked at their weather and they did not have a tornado warning. So I'm not sure.
Well, I hate to say it, but I had 3 weeks of perfect weather. So.
Well, we're glad you did.
Low of 79, high of 88.
How
Low
do they do it out there?
77.
Lisa, how do they do it?
As long as the trade winds keep blowing, it truly is paradise. So
That's fantastic.
I was sorry not to be in the miserable situation, sharing the experience of that I know very well of being without power, and yeah, no place like home.
Except Hawaii.
Second home, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, these were incredibly easy. So I made them both today. Marge, I pulled a Marge. So that last time we made a red pepper soup, I, like Marge, used the jarred red peppers, and it really was easy. But since for this soup next week, since I just did it, I can tell you in advance, I really think it's worth doing it in the oven, unless you just don't want to, which is totally cool. But because then you get to also roast the onions, and now we're going to use fennel bulbs. So roasting all that stuff together makes the whole thing so darn easy. So don't be afraid to try it, even if you're not a vegetable roaster.
What are you thinking in terms of number of fennel bulbs?
I use 3 for this big, huge amount. Yeah. And it was perfect. I reserved the other stuff, the whole tops, the greens and the stalks. And I only use 3 bulbs, and I'm going to use those other things for something.
So it's like 4 peppers to 1 large bulb sort of ratio, because it's 12.
Yes. Yeah. And a bunch of tomatoes and a bunch of onions. So I had 3 trays all roasting in my oven at the same time.
Wow, I saw at the organic farm on Maui the most beautiful fennel field. They were oversubscribed. They have a bumper crop of fennel, so much so that they host lunches on the mountain a couple days a week, and then they provide fennel and other vegetables and fruits for some restaurants on Maui. And the guy, I said, wow, look at that fennel. That's incredible. I coveted this field of fennel. There were 2 beautiful rows. And he said, yeah, we really had a bumper crop. But what we do is, if we can't use it in our restaurants or serve it here, we take it to the food bank.
Love that.
They harvest that, whatever they're not using, it goes to the local Maui food bank. So, which is really good news.
Love that.
If the weather is projected to be really, really, really hot next week and nobody wants to be roasting vegetables in the middle of the day, my mom has this amazing ratatouille recipe that you roast the vegetables in the oven and then you sort of throw it together the next day. So like in the evening, if you wanted to roast the vegetables in the evening and then put the soup together, if you're cooking it in the daytime.
It's a good idea.
Because roasted vegetables, they taste even tastier the next day.
Yeah, that sounds great. That really does. Deb, on this recipe, which I still haven't looked at.
Yeah.
Do you have to peel the roast peppers? That was my argument about.
Heck no.
Okay, well, that was my argument about the soup for Syria recipe, was then you had to peel them, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness. Imagine the time. No, no, no.
Well, Marge, the secret, you missed 1 week. We did this. The secret to peeling, and you don't need to on this, on the one that we're making next week, but the secret to peeling the red peppers after they're roasted is you put them in like a paper bag after you blacken the whole outside. These we don't blacken. We roast them along with all the other vegetables. So maybe like the ends of them get a little black, but it's not like when you char the whole outside. But when you char the whole outside of a pepper, and you put it in a paper bag, the humidity just like melts that skin off. It's so easy.
The instructions here say to put them in a plastic bag for the same reason, to steam, basically. Yeah, I still wasn't going to be peeling red peppers.
Okay, but if you do it once, you'll see that after, anyway, it doesn't matter. You're the jar. I know we did it before and the jar works out great for those recipes, but I
haven't missed a soup. The only soup I missed was borscht.
Borscht.
January 9th, 2020.
A day that will live on in infamy.
Yeah, no borscht for me.
Holly, how's your mom?
She had an incident last week, so, you know, a little nervous, but she's feeling great today and she's back out doing her things. So, you know, it's like that.
Yeah.
You live on pins and needles and she's fine. I was supposed to go and get her and bring her back while I was babysitting Casey's new puppy, who is so adorable, but quite a handful. But, you know, she wasn't up for it. So, you know, I've just been sending lots of pictures, but I'm going to make the soup for her and she's going to serve it. It'll be great. Just serve it to her friends at Mahjong.
Oh, good.
You know, I just love it. I love the fact she's got this network, this fabulous group of ladies who, you know, just support each other. And she told me today that she's just, okay, anybody from Whitman remember a teacher? Her name was Susan Buckingham. She was an English teacher.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, she lives in my mother's community and they've become best friends. And she remembers the twins. And Casey never had her, but she's a sweet person. She just got my mother into a seniors group that goes traveling, that does, you know, support for each other. If they need a ride, they're available to take them to the doctor's appointments. So this is fabulous.
That is great.
At her own kind works out there on the Eastern Shore, which is that area is really in need of support services.
Yeah.
So this is great.
Oh, good. That's great.
Yeah, there's so many kind-hearted people in her community and in the area. It's nice to have that, you know, knowledge they're there if I need to.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
So glad to hear
Thank you for asking. It's been fun. I've been wrapped up with puppy care. So
are you putting a picture up for us?
That's I wish I could. How would I share a video? I don't know how to do that. But here.
You can give us a link to your YouTube channel.
Yeah, I have
his YouTube channel.
That's on my, I have to post, but this is a little video of Blueberry's summer vacation. It's backwards, right?
No, well, who cares? It's beautiful. He is beautiful.
Wait, let's get to the fun part.
What a sign of the times that we're watching a video of her grand dog's summer vacation.
Exactly. That's the part I love right there.
Oh, that one's showing off her butt, his butt.
He's a very sweet dog.
Oh, very cute.
With a lot of anxiety, so we need to deal with that.
Boy, another kid with anxiety. I've had it.
Why?
I've had it.
I feel
Because
doomed.
maybe Blueberry's nervous about her next video, and so that's why she's anxious.
Very much so. I followed the dog all week with a camera. It was terrible. I am
yeah,
the
she's
worst
terrible.
grandmother. But I kept getting texts. Casey was away on vacation with the boyfriend's parents, I think the in-laws of sorts, and every 5 minutes was, can I have a picture of puppy? So I'm happy that they're committed to raising a dog. That's appropriate for right now.
Oh, good. Well, then,
Yeah.
a doggy therapist is like not far from our reality.
Yeah, I mean, this dog has a lot of separation anxiety because they have been both working from home. Dog's never been apart from them, and it's something they're going to have to really explore without me. That's their job. So,
oh, well, you know what I wanted to tell you guys? I did not put in nearly as much liquid. Oh, Terry signed off already. I didn't put in nearly as much liquid as they said to. I put in 1 quart. You know what? It says 4 cups of water. So that's the 1 quart and 2 quarts of vegetable stock. I put in 1.5 quarts, I would say, of vegetable stock. I just couldn't make it as wet as it wanted me to. I don't know about you guys. Let me know, but go slowly as you make this, as you add the liquid. Did you already add yours, Marcia?
I just added 1.5 quarts of vegetable stock.
Yeah.
So I was just going to ask you, did you mean just that and not any extra water?
I didn't add any extra water.
Okay.
I mean, blend it up before you decide what you want to do.
No. Okay. Thank you. Perfect.
You're welcome.
I suspect it really has to do with how much zucchini you have in there. I mean, it seems like they only have huge zucchinis. I was very disappointed. I go to GW because they have the best price on zucchini. And their zucchinis are usually beautiful.
Yeah.
They were not beautiful this time. They were too big.
I know it's a bummer when we schedule the soup recipes to coincide with when stuff should be beautiful and cheap, but it doesn't work.
Well, they were nicer looking other places, but they were also 50 cents more a pound. And when you're buying that many, and there are other things I buy at GW anyway, so
Yeah.
But yeah, I was very disappointed. And plus the price had gone up from $1.49 to $1.69, which made them only 30 cents less a pound. Really annoying.
Well, I did cut up all the zucchini that it said to cut up, but after I started stirring it around, I mean, in my big soup pot, which you guys remember, it was at least a third, maybe almost a half full. I would say
it's big. It's a lot.
It was more than a third full, and I just couldn't use the last. I had pre-chopped all my zucchini into containers, and I had 4 containers, and I only used 3 because it just seemed like that's just way too much zucchini. And I also had like 9 cups of frozen peas. So maybe you're right. If I had used all the zucchini, but I don't know if it would have cooked well. So I used a little bit less zucchini and much less water.
Deb, what does this look like to you? Is it close?
Do you already have the peas in there?
Yes.
Can you
about to add the basil.
Stir it around for me for 1 second. Oh yeah, that's right. You don't have a lot of extra liquid. It's wet. It's not right. That is about
not soupy. So when it thickens up, it should be good. Now, how much basil? This is my basil from my garden.
All of it. All of it.
Put it all in.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Everybody that I've read who wrote comments on this, Holly, were talking about like the basil, like really. Oh man, look at Marge's basil.
I'm going to just put the rest of this in.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a little more, not a lot, just a little.
So I needed 2 quarts just to cover my zucchini. So I just went up to 2 quarts. But if anyone buys their produce at Norman's, Does anyone use that near Little Falls? I just found out, because I went late the other day, that the last hour they cut a lot of things to buy one, get one, or fill a basket for $10 or whatever.
What are their hours, Marcia? That's the best tip ever.
I think it's 10 to 5 every day.
Maybe
People
6
know
o'clock, no?
because,
Maybe 6.
yeah, I'm not sure, but in the time that I was there, you know, say 20 minutes, 30 minutes, there must have been 15 or 20 people coming in to shop.
No, yeah.
People know,
Yeah.
but you know, the kids were happy because they have to load everything onto the truck that doesn't sell. And we walked out with like our week's worth of groceries plus zucchinis and everything.
That is so good to know.
And I said to them, you must be happy with us because look at what we're, you know, you don't have to load this on the truck. And they said, oh, yeah.
Marcia, what store are you referring to?
It's Norman's. It's the farm stand outside of Little Falls Library, you know, in the driveway there.
On Mass Avenue.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just checked the hours. They're 9 to 6 every day.
9 to 6. Okay, there you go. Yeah, but the peaches were unbelievable.
Yes,
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah.
And the melons and
They have heirloom tomatoes, which are really
and the tomatoes
and
were
the
good.
corn. The corn this year has been
Oh, now I'm sad I made this soup in next week's already. I want to go hit the farm stand tomorrow.
yeah. Try the corn. It really is fantastic.
Okay.
I got this amazing basil that I'm growing. It's super tiny. It's called Minette basil, and it is the sweetest basil I've ever had. It's so good. Oh, just smelling it, it's just not earthy. It's delicious. So highly recommend. Look how small the leaves are.
It's adorable. I never heard of it before.
I know. It was from one of the farm stands, and I think it's a micro basil. I think that's what it's considered. But I'm highly recommending it. I mean, just eating it alone, it's delicious. So, and the dog liked it too. He jumped over to get some of that in the garden.
I have to put my basil back now.
Sprinkle it on the top.
Completely unrelated to soup. I went to see Beyonce last night. Anybody else see Green Bay in DC?
Did you get rained on a little bit?
So much. Luckily, our seats were, we had sort of a cover on us. So,
Nice.
but the concert itself was delayed. It was supposed to start at 8. It started at 10 because they just kept wiping the stage, but it kept raining. So, yeah, but it was worth it. She performed for
fun.
2.5 hours. Yeah, till about 12:30 at night, and then it was a bit of a nightmare getting out. FedEx Field parking is ridiculous. There was just nobody directing all these thousands of cars. But we got home at 3 a.m. It was all worth it.
You are so cool. Oh my God, that sounds so fun.
It was a good time.
That is great.
That's great. Awesome. We went to see
Monica
Barbie.
was telling me she's trying to go. She's got tickets to go see Pink tonight. That's got to be canceled, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
They shut down the federal government today, so I think everything's done for tonight. But we went to see Barbie last night.
Oh my God, wasn't that a surprise? Fantastic movie.
And I cried my friggin' eyes out. I was just weeping. It was so wonderful.
Has everybody seen it?
Someone, if you can't find someone, call me. I'll go with you.
Yeah, we'll go again.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it, and we did not see Oppenheimer at the same time. I think each one stands on its own.
Are you talking about Barbie?
Yes, yes.
You know, my daughter said it was really good. I said, would I like this? And my daughter, who knows me well, said, yes, you would.
It's shocking, but everyone our age doesn't think they want to see it. And yet it's worth it, Marge. It's so good.
Oh, my friend's husband said it was one of the best movies he's ever seen. He can't wait to see it again. And he's not like a warm and fuzzy guy. So it hits people in different ways. It's a layered film. And it's definitely something that would lend itself to a good discussion. So go see it. try it.
You know, we usually see one movie a year. It's usually on July 4th. We didn't go this year and because of whatever was happening. So I guess maybe we'll have to see 2 movies this year because I do want to see Oppenheimer very much, but maybe we'll see Barbie. My daughter's comment was that it really makes fun of itself. Is that accurate?
Yes, but with a purpose. It's not just making fun of itself. It's part of the story she's telling. It's fabulous. I know.
Okay, we'll think about it. I'll put
Everybody who I've recommended it to, who didn't want to go and was miserable that they were going, said, "Oh my goodness, you were right."
Right. My big movie watch was on the flight, and I was so surprised at how taken I was by it. I was a captive audience, but it's very well done and with good messages. I must have missed this book growing up. It must have not been in my school. Are You There, God? You know, the Judy Blume.
Yeah.
That movie was so well done.
It was lovely. I enjoyed that.
Oh, and the crisis of faith of her trying to decide the interfaith marriage. Anyway, and Judy Blume makes an appearance in the movie with her husband, which is really kind of neat. So if you haven't seen that movie, look for it. It really touches the heart. I think it warms the heart and soul. It's really thought provoking and so realistic. We were all there at one point. We were all that age. I think.
Yeah, it's streaming right now. I'm not sure which service, but it's something you can watch at home with a daughter or a niece or somebody, and then have
a granddog.
A granddog. He's a boy. We need a girl.
That's awfully binary of you, Holly.
I know. But that movie was a charmer.
Yeah. It's just really heartwarming.
I realized we had a copy of the book, so I went back and read it, and it was like, yeah, it's a good book. It's been around forever.
It was not in my Catholic school. I'm because I read all the books, I think, and didn't get that one.
Well, it's nice to go back to the movies. I've really missed it, and it's a good feeling when you're in that communal setting watching something. People actually applauded during Barbie, which I thought that was fabulous. There was just such a communal group feeling in the room, and we were at the theater in Bethesda, so it's a small theater to begin with, but it was just really fun. So highly recommend it. Make it your summer outing.
Wait a minute. I already have 2 movies on my summer outing. Wait, let's not go crazy.
No, this is Barbie.
Barbie should be my summer outing.
Yeah, okay. Because the other one's streaming now, so I don't think it's in theaters anymore. Some good ones to see.
We'll talk about Are You There, God? The book came out in 1970. Now, Lisa, I know you are younger than I am. However, if it came out in 1970, by the time it actually took off, it was 71 or 72, and you're starting to get up there a little bit. You're starting to age out.
No, I
know how old you are.
I was, I think, finishing elementary school and going into high school.
You went from 12, from kindergarten to 6, and then from 7 to 12. Is that how your school?
No, actually, we didn't have kindergarten. It was 1st through 8th, and then 9th through 12th.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Holly.
Yeah, you were probably too old for the book at that time. You would have at that age. You would have thought you were too old for the book. Probably not now. You wouldn't. Back then, you would.
I don't know. It all seems so real when I watched the movie. I was like, oh, I remember that. Oh, I remember that. It's just, I think girls and women can relate to that. And I love the kind of crisis of faith. The daughter being told she could choose her faith, and I thought that was very interesting, and how she was in search of something.
Right.
So it's very touching.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'll get to that. Did I tell you about the t-shirt I bought? I know Lisa didn't hear this because she wasn't here last week. I ordered a t-shirt. It has not yet arrived. It says, "I'm not old, I'm mid-century modern."
Cute.
can't wait to wear it. Maybe next week, maybe if it arrives. I know it was shipped today.
How's everybody doing? They should be getting done. Hannah?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I was just asking how everyone who's making their soup is doing. Anybody
Oh,
at the
I'm-
tasting point?
I'm making a different one because I made that one last week,
Oh, you
which I
did?
thought was delicious.
Oh, good. Did you make changes to it or you just made it as it was?
No, I made it as it was.
Oh,
It's
fantastic.
very good.
What are you making today?
A watercress chickpea soup that's in the Jerusalem book.
You know,
With-
a different Ottolenghi. All right.
I'll let
if
you know how
love
it is.
All right, well, shoot me a message when you're done because we'll make it if you like it.
Yeah, it's very easy.
Good.
But it's got kind of, it calls for rose water, which I'm not gonna bother with.
Oh, I have it because we did, what did we get it for? Iranian cooking, Syrian cooking?
Yeah.
I have rose water. So I'd love to try that. Let me know how you like it, okay, Hannah?
Okay. Do you have the Jerusalem cookbook?
I think I might, but otherwise I'll ask you to send it to me.
Well, I'll send a photo.
Okay.
So how much of a
Oh, I
puree
have it.
did we
Hannah,
do?
I have it. So, good question. So, I left it a tiny little bit chunky, but not nearly as much as I intended to because I read reviews of other people, you know, when people comment on recipes online, and they said some of the people couldn't get like the pea skin, you know, broken down enough for them. So I did do it in a Vitamix. So, but not 100%. So a Vitamix is really strong.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. There's no skins. There's a little bit of chunk here and there of something, but not much.
Okay, I'll go for that.
Yeah. It was the pea skin that made me go with the Vitamix, not the hand blender.
Okay.
All right. I do have the Jerusalem cookbook. So I'll just wait to hear from you, Hannah, and then we'll schedule that if you like it. You want to lead us, Hannah? No? Okay.
I just tasted my soup. I understand what you're saying about the pea skin. I could still have the pea skin in it, and it
Yeah.
doesn't matter if I'm going to blend it down. It's still going to be there. It's going to be. I don't want to make.
You want the
sticky.
Vitamix? I'll bring it over to you.
No, because you know, so in my basement there's a whatever there is.
A food
No, I'm
processor. Okay.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm surprised at how sweet this soup tastes.
I
It's
know.
very-
Well,
and the basil is not. I expected it to really be in my face, and it's not.
well, you could try more. People said lemon is really
I haven't done the lemon yet. I
Yeah,
haven't done
lemon
the
and salt. I think I was hearing as and what I did. Lemon, salt, pepper. And I think you'll like it. You know, I don't think you need much more. It is kind of sweet. I don't know why. The peas, maybe?
Yeah, the peas. I think I'm glad I limited the number of peas I put in. And by the way,
What number of peas did you put in? 99,473.
one of those large bags? One of the
Oh
large
my
bags.
God, I did 2 large bags and a small bag.
No. What the large bag is 8 cups. It's over 8 cups. I
Oh, I
thought
thought it
I'm
was
not
4
gonna mess,
cups.
and it only asked for 9 cups, didn't it? What it
Yeah, but
asked for?
my large bag is 32 ounces. I thought that was 4 cups.
It's not. Put it in a measuring thing. I thought that initially too. For the last recipe, I thought, oh my God, I need blah, blah, a gazillion. No. One large bag is a little over 8 cups if you put it in a measuring thing. And if you look it up online, it will tell you the same.
Well, that's why that is why I had tons of flavor and I didn't use all my zucchini, I guess.
One is weight and one is volume.
I wonder which the right way of doing it is.
I don't know. I based it on Google because it said last week was the one that threw me off. It was 144 ounces.
Hold
or
on.
something.
Hold on one sec. I want to
144
check in with Salma while she just was tasting. See what she thinks. Hold on. What do you think?
What's the question?
What's your response to the tasting?
It's delicious.
Okay, did you add anything or what'd you do?
No, I guess I add the lemon zest to the pot.
Mhm.
And the feta, is that what we decided, to the pot as well? I just tasted it in my little bowl to see.
Yeah, you can put the feta in the pot, and I think you weren't on when I suggested that you could add the lemon juice, at least of one of the lemons, if not both. I put a lemon and a half worth of juice and 2 lemons worth of zest.
Oh, wow.
I think it helps.
I wouldn't, wait a minute, I would not put the feta in the pot. I would sprinkle the feta on top of the packaging. Don't you agree? Hannah's shaking her head, yes. I wouldn't put it in the pot because it's just.
I know,
gonna
but we've staked out our places in the KindSoup community, and some of us are people who put it in as long as we're not worried about it. And you said you think the soup, you don't have to worry about the feta. And some of us are people who put it on top. I've never done that top thing. Only I don't know why. You do the top thing, I never do. So whichever way you do it is totally fine. But if you think that freezing the feta is fine, then why not put it in the pot?
Well, it said the crumbles will freeze, so I thought that it would be kind of nice. I'll let it cool down a little before I put it in. And I'm actually, instead of using the tall containers, I'm going to use the flat ones so that I can sprinkle it on top.
That'll be nice. I think any way you go is going to be good.
Yeah.
Marcia, did you try yours yet?
No, I just put in my peas. I was a little behind. But on the package, I don't know if these are accurate measurements, but it says, for instance, here, there are 11 servings, each is 2/3 of a cup. So that makes 7 1/3 cups.
That's what Marge said. That's so funny. I mean, I'm so ridiculous, but that's cool.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I haven't blitzed it yet, so I have no opinion right now.
It's all quiet outside over here, and Lisa, it looks lighter behind you. Do we think it's over?
The rain is a lot lighter right now, and it has gotten brighter outside. So it may be passing through. Hopefully, this is the worst of it.
Yeah.
I think there's a second wave though. So I'm looking to see what's coming at us.
You're missing all the excitement, Hannah.
I have a question on the making the soup. On the garlic cloves, they're separated and peeled, and then you put the olive oil in the bottom of the pan and put the garlic cloves in that and just sort of saute them for a couple minutes.
Yeah, I didn't have the guts to do that because garlic burns so fast. They said to caramelize it, but I didn't have the guts to do that. So I just threw my zucchini in there, and I had so much zucchini that I was just stirring it. And then after it was in for a while, I added the garlic and cooked it along with it.
That made me a little medium high, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty hot. Yeah. And then I imagine garlic going into that, and you better not take your eyes off the garlic.
Yeah.
For putting it, yeah.
I'm not that skilled. I couldn't do it.
You could. I know you could.
I did do it, and there's enough oil so that it's not sticking to the bottom of the pan.
Okay.
And I did watch it the whole time.
Did it caramelize?
It turned brown all around, but as soon as it did, I put everything else in and made sure I scraped it up from the top so that nothing happened to it. But yeah.
Good for you.
Your concerns are well-founded. I like the taste of anything caramelized. So
I do too. I'm going to go over to Marcia's house later.
You're always welcome.
Thank you. So you guys, Marcia is starting a KindSoup program over at her temple for the sisterhood.
Yes.
For ladies, yeah, for the sisterhood.
So next Monday is a trial run. We're going to make some soup that the people in charge have decided on, I guess, or are going to decide on. One of our KindSoups. And 8 of us are going to meet in the kitchen there and make, I think they decided on 3 batches of soup, three of our batches of soup.
Great.
And we'll see how it goes.
That's fantastic.
So are
Yeah,
you going to do this during the day?
They're doing it on a Monday night.
7 o'clock.
Oh, because we do this, Har Shalom group does it from 4 to 5 on Sundays.
Yeah.
And, I can have anywhere from 1 person to 12 people on the call. You have no idea who's going to show up. And the fact, and, as we know, people cook independently and then they show up with soup anyway. So I get all this, it's like, well, gee, there's only 1 person on the call. Why is my car full of soup? So I assume that no one is coming to my house tomorrow because Lisa, your soup is not going to be done. And Joyce always delivers later in the week. So no one else is on that delivers. So I should be safe.
You're safe.
I'm safe. It's just me. It's a good thing I tried 2 soups this week. The other soup I tried, in addition to the red pepper soup, was something called a black bean and chipotle chowder. And it was very good. It called for chipotle powder, which is out of stock at the co-op. But when I looked it up online, it turns out that the reason you use chipotle powder is to bring in the smokiness flavor. And so I used smoked paprika instead of the chipotle, and it tasted good. So we might want to do that. We want to throw that in the pile at some point.
Like a good one.
Yeah, it really was tasty. It was better, I thought, than the red pepper soup I cooked. The red pepper was okay. The chipotle was better. And I just added, to both of them, I added cayenne pepper as well, just to give them a little more oomph.
So Deb, did you add the zest just after it's finished cooking? And then
No, I put the zest in after all the other ingredients were in.
so now, yeah, okay. And then
You put it in after you blended or not?
I think I put it in before thinking,
Oh, see, I was going to put it in now after.
well, that'll work. I mean,
Yeah, it should be
it's
fine.
zest. It's tiny little zest.
Yeah, it
and
should
then
be fine.
the lemon juice, did you taste it first and then you decided to put it in?
I did. I tasted it and I thought, I did a half a lemon at a time and tasted it. And I liked 1.5 lemons. But, as we now know, I did twice as many peas. So who knows what I did. But it's pretty. And I got a good picture. I got my best picture in 2.5 years. Feeling good.
That does look good. It was so nice to see Lily today at
Here to help.
Here to Help. And she said that there are younger students who are going to take over once she's back at school. I think she's going to be a senior now. And then she's coming back to the Bethesda area. So
Oh, that's great. What's her field going to be, Marcia?
she's in international studies and something else that's slipping my mind right now.
Selma, you still in touch with Lily?
Yes, on and off.
Does she have a career path?
She was my intern, or last year,
Yeah.
for my storytelling and stuff. She was studying journalism the last 5 years.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to try to give you guys one more reason. If you're ever thinking of maybe driving out to Rainbow to deliver your soup there, listen to this story. So, we use Moyer and Sons moving company a lot, and they donate moves for us when we have large furniture to move. Not often, but a couple times a year. Hey, shh. It's a good story. Shh. So a couple times a year, Moyers would donate moves for us, which was really fabulous. I'm going to close the door now. So anyway, A couple weeks ago, the guys who own and run Moyers called me and said, Deb, we wonder if you'll help us figure out how to help. There's a community problem that we would like to help, and you guys are the best at coming up with solutions. So do you have a few minutes to talk? So I got on the phone with them, and they said that they've got a couple of friends who coach football for MCPS. And they're worried about some of the families of these coaches' football teams. And let's say he says, Whitman, we have a friend at Whitman, we're not worried about them. We have a friend at Churchill, we're not worried about them. But we're worried about our friend Mike's team at Paint Branch, I think he said. And the deal is that when they put out food for their football players, they were noticing that the football players were taking a lot of food home. And they asked them about that. And it wasn't really only just that these are growing boys who play football, it was for their siblings who don't have enough to eat. So they wanted to come up with a way that we could support these families who are food insecure. So we came up with a bunch of different plans for them. We could create kind casseroles, we could get them kind soups, we could make sure that they know about the food hubs. Oh, wait, what? They said. And so we connected them with the food hubs. And one of the ones that's actually closest to them, because they're kind of somewhere out near Olney or something, is this Rainbow that we've started supporting, the one that's kind of a drive out by the Afghans in Silver Spring. And she has been terrific. And she said that Moyers could bring a truck down. I don't know if it's every Wednesday or every other Wednesday. I think every Wednesday. Moyers could bring a truck down to her place, and she'd fill up the truck for all the families that fill out her forms so that they don't have to come down there, and they can bring the truck up to Paint Branch where these families can pick up food, all fresh stuff and pantry stuff, and what they would get a carload full if they had the time to do it themselves, but they don't because they're all working 3 jobs. So, it's just so gratifying that Moyers went so out of their way to reach out, and that Rainbow went so out of their way to say, yeah, we can make this work for you. They don't have to all come down. We can work with Moyers and make this thing happen. So we're supposed to start on Wednesday. But it's another reason why I'm excited that we're supporting them and what they do. Every one of these food assistance providers, including Marcia's friend, who is our hopefully newest addition, it's just wonderful. All these people are doing just so many, or all these organizations are doing so many wonderful things, that it's great that we're getting to be a part of it. So thank you all for doing that.
Which one is Rainbow?
Rainbow's the one out on Tech Road in Silver Spring.
It's not the one that takes only the pints.
No, that's Marcia's friend, a doctor.
Okay.
And the reason she was taking pints is she's giving it to her patients. So, just a meal's worth.
And just so you know, she actually said she's happy to take quarts. She actually wants them, but I said, well, we have a lot of pint containers, so you'll get a mixture.
Yeah, but she doesn't want from anyone other than you and Carol yet, right?
No, because even yesterday, she couldn't take any more, so I brought it.
So we'll just wait, and whenever she's ready, we'll be ready.
So, yeah. They're hoping, I think now they give out 50 baskets of food to their patient, 50 baskets a month of food, and they're hoping to increase to 100, in which case they'll be able to take more,
That's fantastic. What a great doctor's office, huh?
Yeah.
The need to me is remarkable. It's just absolutely remarkable. And what I like about Rainbow, and what I like about Marcia, what your friend's doing, is the idea that they're giving this out to a smaller group. So there's more of a personal connection. I mean, Up County gives to 1,300 families a week. It's an outrageous. It's like,
you know what they do. So does Rainbow. I mean, they're huge. Really? All the hubs that survived the pandemic, or are continuing, feed an enormous amount of people. The lines driving through that Rainbow goes on and on. And I know this one in Bethesda every Friday has lines that go on and on. So they all do, Marge. It's tragic how many people rely on carloads of food.
Meanwhile, my friend at up county, the one that I said was kind of a grouch, and now she always says thank you because you said something. She's been promoted. So now I'm dealing, I will be dealing with Luis, and I like Luis. He's a nice guy, and he's always helped me, unload the stuff. So he's a good guy. I mean, she's still around, but it's sort of funny that she's been promoted. So, okay.
So, did Julia stay or did Julia leave and this one's taking Julia's space?
I don't know who Julia is.
All right. She took over. She used to be at Oak Chapel. She worked with us for a while when Oak Chapel closed. And then she went back to school, and then she's been the volunteer coordinator up at the hub for the last maybe 6 months or a year.
I don't know, I don't know any of their official titles. I just have never bothered. I'm trying to remember the woman at first that we really liked that left to have the hand surgery.
Yeah.
Grace. It wasn't
Nikki.
Grace.
Nikki.
But
No,
Nikki, right? Nikki, right.
Grace was the one who started the whole hub.
I really liked Nikki. She was lovely. She was lovely to deal with, and it was very difficult dealing with Raven. But she improved. I mean, she was such a grouch, and I was like, does she want me here? Does she not want me here?
I'm gonna end this. Hold on 1 second. You keep talking. Let me just stop this recording.